Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. It does me really good when somebody takes my idea and tries to play with it. And I did it for them. I used a little bit too thick a line. But what they're doing, if you didn't watch part one, and I think it was a couple of days ago, and they sent me a file that they were trying to do, and it just doesn't work. So I'm going to left click, right click. That's a 5% radius. And in this case, we normally would envelope this, but we don't really have to. Now that's a really small part, but what he was doing is taking just 2-point lines and making intersecting at any point. I mean, just random lines, which I like the idea. But then here was his question. If you take, I'm going to change that nudge, to 5 inches. So that way I can nudge this twice to get it back. And I'm going to move this out of the way for a second, and I'm going to make these lines thicker like that. Now, here's his problem. He's going to group them together, and he said the envelope tool, or not the envelope tool, but the interactive fill tool. So what you want to do first is make sure that the black is on top of that line, and it's not. So we're going to go to Object, Order, Front of Page. And now he does this with the intersect tool, but when he does that, he can't change it to an outline. So you almost have to do it prior because you can't change this to an outline here. So what we need to do is take this and just delete it. Take this, and you'd want to be able to change it to an outline so you could do this. And then go to Object, but you can't change it because it's grouped. So ungroup them. But then you could select them all and go up to Object and convert them to an outline, the outline to an object. And then you can left click, right click. Now you still have to, and I would probably weld this together to get rid of those inner parts. And then you don't have to group it because now it's all one group. I'm going to make this box red now because we're going to move it over. We got to make sure we can see it, and we can. That's what the intersect tool has to have. Now we're going to go to intersect and look at that. Now I've grouped these lines together, so I'm just going to nudge them out of the way. Well, before I do that, you know what? I'm not working in the center of the page. And so we're good, as long as we're back to there. Now, to make this work, you still got to mirror it. So Control D and make a duplicate, but we did not envelope this. And we didn't make our rotation any bigger, so we are going to have some lines, most likely. But it was 10 degrees, and now it's 20. Oh, but see, I'm not working in the center of the page, so I can't use my control. So what I'm going to have to do is put this back, okay? And that is welded. I'm going to Control D, double click on the rotation, and put it on that center node and rotate it 20 degrees. 10 degrees, sorry. So go Control D. That's why I like Control C. It's so easy just to do it. 10 degrees, Control D. I like the idea. Now we can move this out of the way. I'm not going to move it. I'm going to nudge it in case I have a problem. And that's a pretty cool effect. Now, we did not alter the joint, so they probably won't weld very good. But in this case, if he's going to print it, I don't think it matters as long as we go here and make it all yellow and move this out of the way and try his or my new one and put this up. I kind of like it. It's different. And see, you can't really see that line. He actually said he'd been playing around and that does not print. So you're making all the line, basically you're not filling them you're just making the object, it's kind of hard to explain. See, I've got yellow fill and yellow outline. If I take away the fill, I've got an outline, and that yellow is there, but when we put in a fill, the yellow just maxes the joint. So now that's only, I mean, I don't care if you print it blue. Let me make sure I grab it all and go blue, left click, blue, right click. And now you got a blue one that would print. See those little specks? I don't know if you can see them. That's because when you have something highlighted, Corel is highlighting those nodes and partial nodes. But when you click off of them, they always go away. So it's a pretty cool way to do something. If you look just by chance, this one bar is not intersect, and these are like a bunch of diamonds. Just from playing around and doing that. And you could start adding, you could do that and then add curve lines in there. You know what, that would be a pretty interesting, I might play with that after the video's over. Put some curve lines in these open spots. Anyway, so I hope that helped that gentleman, and thank you for watching.